The gray sky hangs heavy above a silent city, and through its narrow streets, footsteps blend with engine murmurs. It is 1969, in the heart of California, where inside a dim laboratory, scientists work under flickering lights. Cables coil across the floor like restless metallic veins as their hands adjust knobs. Their minds reach for the future. Yet the world they imagine will never truly arrive. In smoke-filled rooms, heated voices clash over what is possible. And a chalkboard stands crowded with strange symbols and intricate diagrams. Outside, rain taps steadily against the glass. Blurring the night, for now, the telephone still rules the realm of long distances, and letters crawl slowly in envelopes dressed with colorful stamps. By the early 1980s, news travels like a hesitant tide, flowing first through television sets that shape what people believe. A solemn presenter delivers events from lands far beyond their own, while the Cold War's shadow stretches over every household in silence. Office towers fill with cabinets, guarding secrets thick with dust. And in quiet libraries, seekers bend over books, page by page. The scent of old paper drifts between the tall wooden shelves, where young students wait patiently for the rattling of photocopiers. By 1990, the sharp cry of fax machines fills the air, each piercing tone carrying promises, deals, and urgent orders. Stock markets sway on phone calls, made with trembling voices, where a single human mistake can erase fortunes in moments. Families keep their bonds alive through postcards and careful letters. And waiting becomes an unshakable rhythm of everyday life. Weekly magazines arrive with fashion, already fading from memory, while pop culture travels inside cassettes and fading VHS tapes. Music stores spill colors into streets with walls of glossy covers. By 1995, the world still moves at the same pace. There are no instant chats, no glowing inboxes, no quick replies. Newspapers remain the gatekeepers of what should be known. Governments guide the flow of truth without open resistance. Spies still cross borders with briefcases and hidden cameras. Technology grows taller. Yet the world stays locked in isolation. For no one has ever felt the magic of a single click, and no one can miss what they have never touched. But somewhere, deep in the shadows, history begins to stir. A spark waits quietly, ready to set the future ablaze. The year is 1996, and change is brewing. But without the internet, its arrival takes a different path. In cities, news still drips slowly through television and radio, and in rural towns, it travels even slower, mouth to mouth. Classrooms remain filled with heavy books and dusty encyclopedias. Teachers still rely on chalkboards to bridge distant knowledge. Students search for answers in crowded public libraries, and the hum of old computers fills small research rooms. But they stand alone, with no network to connect them. Files are stored on floppy disks, fragile and easily lost. Companies mail documents instead of sending them in seconds, and business deals stretch over weeks, slowed by distance. In hospitals, records are written by hand. In thick ledgers, doctors consult heavy manuals. Instead of global medical databases, medical breakthroughs travel sluggishly through printed journals. While television advertising rules the kingdom of influence. Brands spend fortunes to win eyes in primetime slots. Political campaigns rely on posters, rallies, and televised debates. Rumors and scandals spread through newspapers or whispered in streets. There is no viral outrage, no instant public reaction. Music still lives in CDs, stacked in store shelves. Fans camp outside shops to buy the newest release. Photographs are printed, framed, and passed hand to hand. Families treasure albums as archives of love and loss. But borders remain walls for culture, language, and knowledge. A film in Europe may take years to reach Asia. An invention in Japan might be unknown in Africa for decades. The world moves, but it moves like a heavy machine. Every step forward requires time, patience, and human messengers. Still, there is a quiet beauty in this slower rhythm. People write longer letters, spend evenings in conversations uninterrupted. The glow of a screen cannot pull them away. Yet in the background, technology keeps whispering of possibilities. Satellites orbit above, holding untapped channels of communication. Engineers sketch plans for a global network of connections, but without a spark, those blueprints remain silent dreams. And somewhere, in a small forgotten lab, an idea is born, one that could stitch the world together in seconds. Yet fate will ensure it never reaches the light. It is the early 2000s and technology is advancing, yet without the internet. Its growth feels strangely incomplete. Mobile phones are smaller, but only make calls and send texts, and those messages take minutes, sometimes hours, to arrive. Television has hundreds of channels, but news remains curated, chosen by networks that decide what should and should not be known. Newspapers still print breaking stories that are already a day old, while radio talk shows remain the fastest voice of public opinion. In schools, students still copy notes by hand. From chalkboards, and group projects require meeting in person or endless phone calls. Research means days spent flipping pages in crowded reading rooms where the smell of old paper clings to every answer found. Universities share knowledge through mailed journals that cross oceans slowly, and groundbreaking discoveries can take years to reach another country. Businesses still advertise in newspapers, billboards, and glossy magazines, measuring success through sales alone instead of instant online feedback. Political speeches reach the people only through television or rallies, and protests are organized by flyers passed hand to hand. Some never know a march is happening until it has passed, while others hear of it days later from a friend. Meanwhile, artists depend entirely on galleries, stages, and record stores, hoping their work will be discovered by chance or connection. A singer in Argentina may never reach a listener in Norway. A painter in India may never be seen in Brazil. Global culture moves like a caravan, slow and winding, its treasures reaching far lands only after long journeys. Yet in this slower world, there is intimacy. Stories are told face to face, without screens between hearts. Evenings are filled with the sound of live music, and letters are read aloud before being tucked away. Still, somewhere in the world, engineers are restless. They imagine devices speaking instantly across continents and oceans. But without the web to bind them, the dream stalls and humanity remains just out of reach from its greatest leap. The year is 2024, and the world is older, but still shaped by the same slow rhythm of communication. High-speed trains cross continents, yet news still travels like a whisper, carried by broadcasters, letters, and the cautious hands of messengers. Satellites orbit the Earth, holding endless streams of unused data, and cities glow with screens that never touch another directly. Artificial intelligence exists, but works alone on isolated machines, unable to learn from billions of shared human experiences. Space exploration advances, yet every discovery takes weeks to spread. Its images printed in magazines rather than shared instantly worldwide. Global cooperation is slower, treaties take years to finalize, and humanitarian aid often arrives too late to save lives. In this timeline, pandemics are harder to control. Scientists cannot coordinate in real time across continents. Medical records remain in paper folders, vulnerable to loss, and patients carry test results from clinic to clinic by hand. Commerce is bound to physical presence, limiting opportunity for millions, while artists still depend on physical venues to be discovered. Some say this world is calmer, more personal and present, but others see the cost in lives, knowledge, and opportunity. A young inventor in a small town may create brilliance, yet spend a lifetime unable to share it with the world. Families remain separated for years, connected only by letters and photos, their voices crossing oceans, only through expensive and rare phone calls. Yet, even in this future, curiosity still burns quietly, and small groups of thinkers dream of an invisible bridge of connections. They imagine voices traveling instantly from one mind to another, cultures blending in real time across every border and ocean. But history in this world will never know the click, and humanity will walk forward forever just one step behind.